Hey there, Humbl3 Fam. The My Hero convention in Florida is coming up fast, August 25th through the 27th. This event is for all ages and fandoms, with lots of exciting celebrities to meet, panels and events to attend, and tournaments and contests to win. I mean, it's hard to list them all in this short amount of time, but let's get it. You can meet Justin Briner, Luci Christian, Monica Rial, Justin Cook, David Matranga, Emily Neves, Christopher Wehkamp, Brittney Karbowski, Trina Nishimura, Leah Clark, Jamie Markey, Strangecat Cosplay, Remy Domino, and Deku, and who knows, maybe the Humbl team has a few last-minute surprise guests up their sleeves. And the cosplay, are you kidding me? I hear Florida brings it. Like every time. You guys gotta come out and see the cosplay contest, the video game and card game tournaments, the rave Saturday night. I haven't even mentioned the incredible artists in Artist Alley or the freaking sick merch you can get from the vendors. And it's all happening right across the street from a beautiful beach at the Destin Fort Walton Convention Center. Get your tickets now at www.myheroconvention.com or just check out the link in our bio. See you guys there. Until then, stay humble.
What's good, Humbl fam? Why don't y'all come in, because it's time for another visit here on the Humbl Show. I am Grant Fletcher, as always, joined by my two co-hosts, Moonbeam Hallows and Brandon Cox. And this week also joined by Carley AKA Strangecat Cosplay and fellow cosplayer Vic as well. How's everybody doing? How we feeling?
Hi, doing well, doing well. Right there.
Good.
I'm doing pretty great, I gotta say.
I'm proud of y'all for letting our guests speak first. That's very good.
Yeah, you gotta be polite.
How's everybody's week been so far? We've been, you know, it's. I haven't really talked to y'all in the week here.
Yeah, it's been a week.
Well, you know, the kids started school again and blah blah blah. I went to last weekend. I did the local library here, the main branch of the library had a mid-city microcon, they called it.
Oh.
So they had a little Comic-Con out there. They do it every year, but I've never actually been. And it was a lot of fun. It was pretty cool. We just kind of went and walked through on the way to like a family event we had going on. But they had some artists there and people selling some stuff. And
I freaking love going to a Comic-Con. Yeah. Seriously, like honestly, the smaller the better. Like if it's in a library, I know it's gonna rule. I love going to events like that. It's it's obviously why we do what we do, but I do love a Comic-Con for sure. I was gonna say, if I looked disappointed, it's because it's been one of those weeks. Tuesday, I got a call from the school, and Nimmy knew my baby girl has strep throat.
Oh no!
Yeah,
oh,
so
no.
Well, I mean, it's whatever. She didn't care. She was just like, oh yeah, I got a 2-day vacation. Let's go. And so today she had an appointment with the ear, nose, and throat, and he's gonna yank out the tonsils.
No,
yank out the old adenoids.
The adenoids, yeah.
Yeah, so she's real stoked about that because she heard people bring you stuff when you've done some surgeries.
Oh, they do.
So
Did you just make up that
for her?
Got a little hypochondriac in the making.
Did you just make up that body part and andoids?
No, I don't know. Did I say it wrong? Adenoids?
Adenoids, yeah.
That sounds fake.
My 6-year-old has managed to have 5 surgeries in her life, and for various things, tubes a couple times. She had a couple hernias, various things.
Really?
And she
because
typically
he's got her lifting up, pumping all that iron.
Yeah, that's what it is. Typically racks up whenever something like that happens. Hopefully we're done for a while. But we were talking about it recently somehow when she was like, so why did I have a surgery for this? And I was like, well, you had a kidney thing. And I was like, and then you had a hernia. And she's like, what's a hernia? So I had to explain that. And she was asking me what all these things in her body do. And I couldn't really quite put it all into words. So I just sat her down and showed her that episode of Magic School Bus where they go inside of Arnold.
Yeah.
There you go.
And she seemed fine with that. It was good. So
how did you explain the hernia? Because as a grown adult, there's nothing more horrifying to me than your body outright betraying you and failing from the inside.
Well, hers was actually, so she was born with it. It just didn't like make itself evident until she was about 4, I think, which is not an uncommon thing. And it's actually hereditary. My wife had the same thing. So it was like a thing we knew to look out for because we knew that she could possibly have it. And she did. And the thing is, too, she had this like bump in the bottom of her stomach. And the thing about the hernia is you have to push it back in to make sure. Yeah. To make sure that like it's still able to push back in, you have to push it back in. So like, my wife was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, that's your job. You have to push the hernia back in every time it pops out." I was like,
you're the hernia person.
It was like pressing down on a Stretch Armstrong. It was so weird.
Oh gosh,
dude! Like most people have like good hernia stories. Like, oh, how'd you get yours? Oh, you know, a refrigerator fell on me. I had to like push it off. How'd you get your hernia? Oh, this car. I had to lift it. And like, oh, what happened with you, little girl? Oh, I just was. And that's how I got it.
Right.
I got it from my mama.
I just got it. That's just,
Freaking Greg. I literally watched him out in the yard one day picking up a car. Like, I'm not kidding at all. He picked up, we've got this old Bel Air, and I saw him pick it up and move it. And I was, not like, whatever. But like, he picked up the front end.
Bumper,
I was like, like 2 weeks later, he's, planning another hernia surgery. So so that happened. But adenoids, Brandon, to answer that, adenoids give you what's called an adenoid's face. I really don't know. I don't know what else they do.
Portrayed in manga.
But no, adenoid's face is like people that are mouth breathers they just like a slack jaw kind of. I don't know. Google it.
Yeah.
It just sounds like one of those body parts that a doctor made up, and they're like, they're never gonna check this out. We'll just say that their adenoids are messed. We're gonna get.
We'll just say we took them out. Yeah. We'll bill for it.
Don't worry, we got your Blanklins too. We got those out.
Oh my gosh, that's rad. We've been talking over Carly and Vic over here for a while now. Thanks for joining us. By the way, should be mentioned, Carley AKA Strangecat is one of our featured celebrity cosplayers at My Hero Con, Florida, coming up, and also costume contest judge. And this is your second show with us. That's right. I think you did Louisiana Comic Con back in March, right?
Yeah. Had an absolutely fantastic time. Really enjoyed it. So
and that was
looking
cool
forward to the one in Florida.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. No, yeah, we are. I mean, we're all looking forward to Florida for sure. We're looking forward to a beach trip. But that was cool back in Louisiana because you were Hell Girl. And Ron Perlman was a guest there. So that was a fun time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was determined to make that arm. And it was always fun when people would come up and they'd be like, "Oh, you have the full arm and it looks really cool." And I'd be like, "Yeah, check this out." And I'd move my fingers, and the fingers on the hand actually move. So that was cool. Yeah, that was my favorite part.
That was dope.
It was. Yeah.
I just have to admire the dedication y'all have to the makeup as well. Because for one thing, it looks good. Like it's very even and whatever else, it stays on very well. But I know, like, if I put anything on my face itches as soon as it's on there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It is a struggle.
There's a tiny trick to that I actually learned from another cosplayer a long time ago. So
can you tell us? Can you tell us the trick?
When we were in cosplay in like 2012, 2013 era, we used to be a part of the Homestuck fandom back in the day. Oh boy, lots of gray face paint. Learning how to seal your makeup makes a huge deal. And then also when you have those little itchy spots, if you carry around a couple of toothpicks and you just kind of take the end of the point and just very gently just kind of like touch that part of your face, it kind of like helps in a really weird way. I don't know if it's not like you're able to fully itch it, but it does help kind of, I guess, even out that sensation.
But also if you have a stray hair or something like that, you can bat it away without damaging your makeup. So.
Yes, instead of fully wiping that part of your face away and then being like, "Oh no, I have to touch this up." So
that's clever. Because like, with Sting every now and then, the wrestler, and I always wonder, like, man, he's been wearing that stuff for like so many decades now, and I just got to wonder, like, how do you not have to itch your face immediately, you know? But that's it. He must know. I'm gonna ask him when I see him.
I bet he's got a toothpick in his pocket
in September in Alabama for the Alabama Comic Con. I'm gonna say, hey, Sting, you got a toothpick on you? Yeah, I know you got a toothpick on you, Sting. I know.
See, and you also get used to it. You also fully get used to it. You know, after a few times, it's just kind of like, oh, okay, this sensation is just me now. This is just what I'm gonna be for the rest of the day. I'm gonna be slightly itchy.
That's awesome.
And then you have to get it off when you're done, which is also a trick in of itself as well, I'm sure.
Carly, not to tell tales out of school, but are you are slotted to come to the Halloween show too, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Which I'm super excited about.
We haven't announced it.
I'm still kind of.
This has been announced. I was about to say.
I'm pretty good about
fully deciding on cosplays.
Yeah, I'm pretty good about announcing things on here before they get announced.
Whoopsie daisy.
Well, okay, let's see. You probably have some good things to choose from. I don't know about who all is going to be there just yet because we're still announcing guests for that. But you know, if you're trying to be on theme here, let's look at the guest list here real quick. I'm gonna pull it up here while we're talking. Just announced. We talked about this on our last episode. Count Gordeval.
Yes,
who's awesome. Sting is going to be there. Doug Jones will be there, so you should have a lot to play with the Doug Jones aspect.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's a sweetheart. I ended up saying hi to him at the convention here in Lafayette, and ended up kind of talking to him a little bit about his time on Hocus Pocus and things like that. And he's such a sweetheart. He's just an aura of sunshine.
He gives really he gives a good hug. He gives really good hugs.
No one has a bad
he's
word
not
to say about
stingy
him.
with them. He just gives those, and they're wonderful.
Yeah,
and he's even taller than Brandon, which is crazy.
I don't believe that. I don't think that's true. Hold up.
Guess we'll find out.
He's googling Doug Jones' height.
You know what? I'm sorry, just not to interrupt, but I do have a little secret about Doug Jones, and I don't know if anybody knows this, but what I heard is that he loves Dr. Pepper.
Really?
Who doesn't?
Yes. Well, yes. I heard he likes Dr. Pepper, and people will find that out and bring him Dr. Peppers, but he can only drink like half a can all weekend because he's watching his figure.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I thought that was sweet that
he's got to be able to fit into those suits. So what you're saying is you should, if you really want to get on Doug Jones' good side, and you're coming to the Preserve Halloween Festival in Dallas this November, then you need to bring him, maybe not a Dr. Pepper, because like you said, he's not going to drink a whole bunch of it, but maybe some kind of Dr. Pepper merch or something like that, like a keychain.
Yes, so he can leave it in his hotel room.
Yeah.
Bring him something he can't take on the plane with him.
Right.
Well, okay, maybe not something you can't take on the plane, but it's like I heard. I never worked with him, but y'all have worked with. What's his name? Kel.
Mitchell,
thank you. I know y'all have worked with Cal Mitchell, and I've heard the thing about him is people just bring him orange soda all weekend. And at the end of the thing, he's like, well, I can't take like all these 2 liters of orange soda with me, so I don't know. So I heard what he does is he just signs them and he gives them to like, the volunteers or whatever.
Yeah. You have no idea how many bottles of orange soda we have at the house.
Yeah. I mean, with his signature on them.
Oh yeah. Kel Mitchell, Fantas. Yeah, we got a pile of those. But what's funny is like when he came to Louisiana, I guess it was Louisiana, it was somewhere where we couldn't allow outside food and drink, and like people were just bringing orange sodas and
I lost her. She glitched.
Throw them in the trash.
Wait, hold on. So people were bringing them and you had to throw them in the trash?
Yeah. Well, they weren't letting in outside food and drink, so I think we had to go put our foot down about it. Look, they're getting that sign. They're not bringing that in to drink. So
this is merch, y'all. It's we have to whatever. And then you played them a clip.
Yeah, it's not going to be opened. We'll just put a piece of tape around the top of it, and if the tape is broken, then they broke the rules. Just don't break the tape. It's fine.
Right.
Oh yeah, those guys get really serious about the no food and drink. I watched them take a little girl went and took her little spending money that she had earned and mom took her to the candy store, and she got a giant bag of just green apple Jolly Ranchers, and she was so excited. Ooh. She had them in her backpack. She's that way. She's in the show. Her mouth gets dry. She can reach back in her little sweet backpack, get herself a little candy. They threw all those. They just was like, man. Take me. You can't bring those in, kid.
Why did we not start a GoFundMe to make sure that was never a problem again?
Yeah.
I don't know how much.
It will never be a problem again. I remember somebody telling me that story, and they you see her, she's crying because they threw away her candy, and it was a nightmare. I'm pretty sure somebody remedied it somehow. Maybe got her a shirt from the merch booth or something. But
yeah, really.
They sure did.
To at that point.
Yeah. Well, let's not bash the security staff much.
Those guys.
But what big strong men taking candy away from children? Well, good on them.
Look, man, they were just doing their job.
Yeah, just doing their job.
Yeah, like a cartoon character type of thing to pull off, right? Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't be able to do it. I couldn't. No, I'd see that crying kid, and I'd be like, "Oh no, I can't."
Oh yeah. Absolutely, I got my security teaching from Weenie Hut Jr. There's
same crying kid.
Well, I've got a question for everybody since we're talking about it. What is the best flavor of Jolly Rancher? Because you mentioned green apple. I think most people would say green apple, but I don't know. What do y'all think is the best one?
Oh, I didn't know there was any other flavors. Oh,
yeah, watermelon I like blue raspberry, but I don't like how it stains my tongue.
I was about to say that is precisely the reason why I don't avoid blue raspberry, but if I have my choice, it's not gonna be blue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I gotta tell you, I haven't had a Jolly Rancher in a hot minute. I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure what flavors that exist.
Well, they got all kinds of them now, the tropicals and the whatever else. Back in my day, it was just the standard ones.
Back in my day,
right. Here for a second,
we only had sand flavored.
We had strychnine flavored. Make it go faster.
Man. That's real good stuff. Hey, so we got My Hero Con Florida coming up, Destin, Fort Walton Beach area. We've talked about it a lot. We talked about the wolves, and by the way, Carly, Vic, there are ghost wolves in Destin. I don't know if y'all know about that, but
Strangecat don't know. No,
ghost wolves in Destin. They only show up on the third Wednesday of the month at midnight, though, specifically, according to the folklore. So we're gonna miss them by about a week. But nonetheless, we're gonna have a great time out there.
Yeah. Ghost wolves sounds like something that I would see, in stencil on the back of a pickup truck.
Yeah.
Are they like the cryptid of Destin? Is that like the Destin cryptid, like the Destin version of Mothman? It's the ghost wolf.
Yeah, I think it is. I think that's basically here where I live, we have
and ride jet skis.
We have awesome. The Rougarou where I live. I don't know if you know about the Rougarou, but
the Rougarou.
It's like a Cajun.
They have a Rougarou festival.
Yeah, they do. It's like a Cajun werewolf type thing that, according to some people, punishes Catholics for eating meat on Friday during Lent.
That is the lamest cryptid I've ever heard. Oh my god!
It's a real specific one.
Oh my god! Like what? The next one's gonna be like, if you don't go to bed at 9:30, then what's gonna come out.
He's gonna put you in the sack.
Papa Doo's gonna eat your toes, or whatever.
Hey, that's.
From the sack to the skillet.
It's all those things were invented during a wilder time than what we live in now. That's for sure.
Well, just maybe not wilder, but people were just, I guess, amused with the slight or scared of just the most minor thing. Like these days we have severe fears, but like maybe that was created back in the good old days that we keep getting told about, and that was the only thing that you had to fear. And if you weren't Catholic, you didn't have to be afraid of any monsters ever.
Yeah. I just, I don't know, man. They didn't have as good a TV back then, and so they just had to make up their own stuff. Yeah, it's just human nature, I guess.
Yeah.
I'd like to hit up that Rougarou festival.
Yeah, I'd check it out.
It's all outside, isn't it?
I think most festivals are. I mean, our festivals are not, but
I don't do outside.
Thank goodness.
Not anymore. Not during the summer.
It's hot out.
Out here? Yeah. Down here? Yeah.
Hotter than the Dickens.
Yeah. Any day that's below 100 degrees is
Oh, what a blessing
that is still a day that I stay inside.
Yeah. We're I feel like we should it'll be nice enough though in the Florida area. I guess after dark, I mean, you'll be on the beach. It doesn't really matter.
You get that breeze.
Yeah, you get that nice Gulf breeze. You got some sand in between your toes. And then hopefully there's air conditioning inside the building.
Look,
sometimes there's not, but
sometimes there's not.
It'd be like that. It depends on the venue, I guess, but usually there's air conditioning.
Look, the last time that we were in Florida, it was on the tail end of that flesh-eating virus scare. And like, oh, you might not want to go in that water. I'm like, I might actually water, you might want to try to stop it, but you're not going to succeed.
Right.
Oh, Brandon's going to get in the water.
I'll brave the flesh-eating virus. I mean, look, and that's what's great too, is like, as of right now, as far as we know, when we get out there's not going to be any flesh-eating virus. There's not going to be any bath salts going around out there in Florida.
No bath salts.
There's always pythons out there. So I mean, you just gotta watch out for the pythons, but otherwise it should be a good time.
Hey, let me ask you, Strangecat.
Sure.
We've got a $500 prize for the winner, the craftsman master. Is there any way that you can tell us what you're looking for in a winner?
Oh boy.
I mean, like, you don't have to. I know there's a lot that goes into it, but you got to understand. Me and Grant and old Brandon, we're not cosplayers. The extent of my costuming is, I think one year when I first started dating Greg, I went as the Baroness, but that was because I had some glasses already, and like I found a suit like at Hot Topic, but that's it. That's the extent of my cosplaying. But I don't know. Brandon, Grant, y'all don't generally do it up.
No.
Do you?
I mean, I make things sometimes now, but
well, I know you make props, but
yeah, I don't really do the whole thing.
Cool.
No, yeah. I'm just me at all times. I gotta be honest.
So we don't really know.
Cosplaying is yourself.
Yeah, we don't know what you're looking for. So just kind of give us I don't know what if I were entering the craftsman part of the competition, what would you want to see? Not on me particularly, but like in general.
So just I guess when it comes to like things, or I guess cosplays that I typically look at that I'm like, oh, that's like, best in show, if not, best master or advanced category. Typically ones that, really blow me out of the water are ones where I look at them and I'm like, oh my gosh, your seams are clean. Your armor, if you made it out of, foam or 3D printed or sculpted or, whatever it's made out of, that it's sanded down smooth. Your paint is really finished nice. That you look, composed, you look like the character in whatever reference image you give us. If there is a reference image, which, sometimes depending on the competition, I guess. But for, just in general, that it really depends on what category. But when it comes to, I guess, what I would qualify for, like, what I'm looking for best in show, I try to look for really like clean work, work where it's like they really put their heart and soul into it. And like seams, things that really jump out to me are when people use things like French seams, when they really go the distance to really finish edges. If they, did use a fancy fabric, did they serge it? Did they really go the extra mile when it comes to finishing? For things that do a lot of armor or big, huge props, you can have something that's big and it's impressive because it's big. But ultimately, if someone comes in with a huge, big, impressive foam work and I look at someone else's and it may seem simple, but it's like clean and really well done and it's not falling apart, then
Right.
I'm going to give that person the higher award than the person that had the big thing that's falling apart. So these are a lot of things.
Functionality.
Yeah. Cleanliness,
Yeah.
functionality, finished edges, really a lot of what I tend to go for. And like if if they did do any extra cosplay makeup that that's just kind of like that extra wow factor, or if they did add lights or something extra, just that extra kind of pizzazz to their cosplay, that also just kind of takes it that extra step. Not that those are required. They're not required, but
now you're teaching you're going to teach a class. You and Vic are going to teach a class on electronics, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if I've announced that yet, but
that's why people listen to this show and watch the show.
I'll just be giving stuff away.
Patreon,
yeah, I'm excited about that.
Spotify or whatever. They get the scoops here. You know what I mean?
Well, look, Carly, let me ask you this. So, have you ever seen an original character win a costume contest? Because I know, I don't know too much about it, but I've seen a lot of original characters come in and get their, apply. But I don't know that I've ever seen an original character win. Do you know what I mean? Like a character that the person, the person made up.
I actually have a funny story regarding this. Vic and I used to live in Kansas City. That's actually where I started cosplaying.
We love Planet Comic Con.
And
we love that show.
There was, Planet Comic Con. That was
Chris.
So Chris is a fantastic guy, and we really enjoy that show. We used to go, every year. We still try to go every year if we can.
It's still a favorite.
But that was back when, Vic and I just started entering these contests as a duo. And we had done it for a few years at that point, but we were still in intermediate category, and we were registering for Planet's cosplay contest. We didn't end up getting the pieces done in time that we were hoping, so I asked if we could change our entry last minute, and I asked if they would accept entries still in the original category, right? And we had these two characters that we had made the entirety of for the Renaissance Fair that's local there, the KC Renaissance Fair. They were like these moth fairies, and they had a lot of really intricate like felting work. I was doing a lot of wet felting for my textile studies in college. And that was something that not a lot of people really knew how to do. So I was like, maybe I could talk to the judges about this and get excited about, these techniques and stuff. So we go up for judging, and I wasn't super confident. And I, just told the whole head to toe spiel of I made this, this, and this, and told them how. And then we did the show, and we're backstage, and they're announcing winners, and I'm just thinking, oh, it's okay. We didn't get done what we thought we were going to get done. We entered original characters. We weren't really expecting anything. We're thinking about what we're going to go eat. And then they were announcing best in show, and they said my name, and it was like there was something that just didn't connect. Like I didn't hear it. And then people were like, go, it's you guys, go. And I was like, what? And, I was like, wait, hold on. There's got to be something wrong here. But yeah, so I personally have experienced winning with an original character.
That's awesome.
And that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that
cool.
show. I still really enjoy that show. Planet's a great show.
Yeah, definitely.
But I do know there are some contests that they do say, like, if you enter an original character, you can't win best in show. Or if you do, enter it, it's only in like the original category. Like that's all they're going to win. And they do that sometimes just because there is a certain amount of discourse in the cosplay contest community about like original characters not necessarily having a solid reference all the time versus like if you have a set in stone character that's got a full design and full references from a pre-existing comic, that's a little bit easier to judge on that specific criteria where it requires a reference image and having to match the reference image versus like an original character might not always have a detailed reference image to go by. So I don't know. Sense. There's a lot of interesting discourse surrounding that. I think, if there is a reference image and I can judge it, I'll judge it. That's what I look at.
Yeah. Well, I like the idea of having an original character category. in the costume contest. That might be something that we could maybe, because our costume contest is I mean, we've talked about this. It's an ever expanding, revolving learning experience, because it's not our area.
The never ending enigma.
Yeah, so thank God for, people like you and Vic and like Redders,
I love Redders.
She's so rad. But anyway, that's really cool.
I think also, I guess maybe we can talk about another another real example of a winner in one that you judged, because back in March at the Louisiana Comic-Con over in Lafayette, we had the Mad Hatter won Best in Show. What was it about that one that made you say, okay, this is the best one here?
So when I looked at their work, and when we go into prejudging, a lot of times for me, I'll ask the person, I'll be like, hey, I'm going to kind of like look at your layers, look at your seams. Is that okay? I ask before I get into people's personal business. Yeah. For craftsmanship judging, a lot of times I like to look at the details and see up close like what they've done while they're talking about what they made. And what really stood out to me about the Hatter's work specifically was that it wasn't just one layer that they had done. It was like, and I'm sorry, I'm going to use they because I'm not sure about the pronouns there. Right. But it was like, not only was the coat handmade, but it was the coat, it was the hat, it was the wig was dyed and styled, and then the under layers, like that floofy kind of shirt that they had underneath, they made that. They made the overcoat, the vest, they even made little bloomers that went under their kilt. And the other thing about it was it wasn't just putting together one thing from a pre-existing pattern. It was like a lot of specific fitting and some drafting kind of went into that. And then they also, when they made their coat, it was several different fabric pieces that went into that. It wasn't just like one specific piece. It was a lot of dyeing things to make things different blues and match up correctly. And it was a lot. And sometimes, for me, everyone, when they come in for judging, they start out at like, I view everyone across the board as starting out the same. Everyone starts out at 0. Some people are like, will I get points docked for doing it this way? And I'm like, I don't dock points. What I do is if you come in and you're like, I made my pants, I'm like, oh, okay, you get points for that in my head. And this is just like a personal in my head way of keeping track of things. And then like, they're like, well, I dyed this. I'm like, oh, cool, bonus points in my head for doing that. So that's kind of how I level people out as I'm looking at stuff. And with the Hatter, it was just kind of like, I made this by hand. I made this by hand. I hand dyed this. There are these 2 different sock tights that are 2 different things. And this is how I did that. And I dyed the wig and I made the hat. And here's how I did this, this, and this. And I was just kind of like, whoa.
Yeah. It was impressive. There's a lot of little detail in it. Like you said, that was amazing.
Extremely. Yeah. Very impressive.
Well, y'all, I am, I hate to say it, but I'm getting the signal here to wrap us up. So, Carly, Vic, I don't know if y'all know this, but we like to end every episode by playing a game.
We play games.
Okay.
We'll play like a little trivia game I put together. And
oh, no.
Carly, Vic, they're hard. I'm going to put this right out there. No. Like, they're so hard. Like, Grant goes out of his way to pick the most obscure, most random assortment of questions. So don't feel bad when there's these impossible trivias.
Today's topic is famous World War I trains.
Yeah. Actually, it's Civil War submarines.
She's like, I'm in.
Jiro.
No, it is. It's so we do a game sometimes we call Spider-Man on Fire, which is a movie title mashup game. Like Con Air Bud. Con Air and Air Bud together.
Oh, okay.
So this is a new game we haven't played yet. So we're all on like equal footing here. Okay, it's a music artist name mashup.
Oh no!
And I'm calling it Garth Brooks and Dunn. And someone that comes to my trivia night that I host came up with the concept. I changed the concept a little bit for them for there. We played it there, but I actually used audio clips. But since we're publishing this on the internet, there's kind of it's a bit of a no-no to use the copyrighted music. But yeah, so I'm gonna list 2 songs by 2 different artists, and you just give me the musical artist name mashup. So for instance, if I said Colin Baton Rouge and Neon Moon, the answer would be Garth Brooks and Dunn. Because it's Garth Brooks and Dunn. There's a word there, a name there in the middle that sort of connects the 2 together, and it just makes one like mega name. So just if you think you know it, call it out. I got a few here. We're gonna try. We'll see who racks up the most points. Okay.
I think I might disappoint here.
Look, that's okay. Look, we're all figuring this one out. All right. Look.
Okay.
Our first one are the 2 songs we have are called "The Rock Show" and "Changes." Just yell it out if you think you know.
Blink Sabbath.
I mean, those are. Yes, that is a song by Black Sabbath, but it's not.
What was the first song? Because
the Rock Show and Changes.
Larry David Bowie.
See, you're on to something.
Yeah, I know.
But Larry David, I would not.
He didn't do a song called Rock Show.
Changes there, so.
All right. Okay, are y'all ready? Y'all are gonna be. Brandon, you're gonna be mad.
Hold on, wait. Okay.
Okay.
Can you at least tell me which one was incorrect that I said?
Oh, the Sabbath part was incorrect.
Okay. Ooh. Yeah, that's the only changes I know.
Okay. It is Blink 180 Tupac.
What?
Blink 180 Tupac. I like
Blink 180
that.
Tupac. So y'all see how it goes?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, the Rock Show.
Yeah.
Okay, so but see, I was thinking of change it. Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
we were on the same page.
Here's the thing. I did not stick. These are all over the place. I didn't stick to any particular era, any particular genre. I may have even put an absolute trash artist right next to an absolutely great artist. It could happen here. We'll see what happens. Blink 180 Tupac. All right, here we go. Let's try another one. Fire and Rain and Anti-Hero.
Oh, that is James Taylor Swift.
Yes, James Taylor Swift. Very good. Nice. You mentioned last week about something Taylor Swift related, so I thought I'd throw that in there for you. All right, Moonbeam has a point, leading the pack here. We got a couple more left, and then maybe a tiebreaker if we need it.
Hey.
All right, here we go. Grand Theft Autumn and On Bended Knee. Grand Theft Autumn and On Bended Knee.
Ghetto Boys to Men.
No, I like where you're at though, but that's
nice.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know that. I don't know that.
Turning it over.
Yeah, see, I feel like I don't know that song.
Yeah, Grand Theft Autumn is a song by an artist before they blew up, I guess. Is the thing. They had a following, but they were they hadn't quite reached their hit their stride just yet. All right, so that is Fall Out Boys to Men.
Fall Out Boys to Men. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I should have caught that one.
I liked how because that was a good strategy, Moonbeam, because you knew one of the artists. You're like, I'm just going to connect that with some other one.
The Only Boys, yeah.
All right, and the last one I have here is Rockstar and Larger Than Life.
Oh, Nickel Backstreet Boys.
Yes, it is Nickel Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
Y'all like that?
I love that.
Look,
I feel ashamed.
I owe you. I mean,
I feel
fine.
dirty for answering that.
We live in America after all, in the South, no less.
It's beautiful.
All right, look, let's try another one here because y'all are tied up. How about Red Solo Cup and Nobody? Y'all have to know who did Red Solo Cup.
I know that's a song, but it's in my mind like a novelty song.
Oh, it is, but it's done by an actual
like the Happy Birthday song or something, you know.
Nobody like y'all. Nobody called today. That one, that old country song. Who knows who that's? Like nobody knows who that is.
More like Nobody. All right, that's Toby Keith Sweat.
Red Solo.
Toby Keith Sweat.
Oh, okay.
Sweat.
You're over here like Toby Keith something.
Yeah.
I thought that the Red Solo Cup song was a hip hop track. Like I never heard it, and I hear people say it.
No, it is a novelty song though. You were right about that. Too, I'll do an easy one. We'll toss an easy one up in the air for y'all. Friday and War Pigs.
Rebecca Black Sabbath.
Yes, I knew.
Rebecca Black.
I could hear Brandon like rummaging around in the sack for the answer. Like he knew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
Rebecca Black Sabbath. Brandon taking the game. Nicely done, Brandon.
I can't believe you knew who that. Like I can't believe you know that.
What, Rebecca Black?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I
she
guess
was
she's a YouTube sensation.
Well, she went through a tough time and she came out on the end. Like she released an album a year or two ago. Apparently, it was pretty good.
I didn't hate that song, man. I like it because
she actually
Friday.
There was a couple years ago. There was a thing where
Hey, look, I'm just glad that you threw me a bone with that other Black Sabbath reference.
Yeah,
yeah.
There was a couple years ago, someone got her to like sit down and watch the Friday music video, and it was very cringy for her. So but we've all done things in our youth that were pretty cringy. We just didn't put all of them on the internet for everyone to see. It's just the way it is.
Thank God.
I imagine that if that's like somebody like sitting me down and be like, all right, now you got to read this Ocarina of Time fan fiction you wrote it as a 10-year-old. Oh yeah, that was. Oh boy, yeah. I was a different person. I was a different time. Do I need to apologize for this?
I thought that thing was gone with the family computer that I blew up downloading all that Limp Bizkit on LimeWire.
Great, yeah, LimeWire.
Oh man,
well, LimeWire will eat your computer up.
It's
rest in peace, all of the Dells that
the gateways and everything else. Yeah,
the gateway.
Y'all, Carley, Vic, tell us where we can find y'all on the internet so people can follow you, where you're gonna be.
Sure,
etc.
So we have an Instagram page and a Facebook page. Both of them are under Strangecat Cosplay. I kind of have a Twitter, but it's a little dead right now.
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
I feel you.
Yeah, and then we started a Threads account, but it's all Strangecat Cosplay all across the board, pretty much. It's all the same. Oh, and on TikTok too. Yeah, we're on there.
Yeah.
Very cool. Got to be on the TikTok. That's awesome. Well, y'all, thanks for hanging out with us, especially short notice again this week. We're looking forward to seeing you out there in Destin, Fort Walton Beach for My Hero Con Florida. You can get your tickets at myheroconvention.com. Of course, the three of us will be out there, Moonbeam, Brandon, myself. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. Don't forget Alabama Comic-Con coming up real soon as well. You can get those tickets at Alabama Comic-Con as well. And just, subscribe to this show, too. I mean, wherever you're listening, on YouTube or your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Apple Music, whatever. Just if like 10 more people that are listening to this right now hit the subscribe button, we'll hit our goal for August like already. So just do it. If you're here already, just hit the button. We'll see you here next week. It'll be great. But also be sure to check us out on all the socials as well, the TikTok and Instagram and Threads and Facebook. And I think that
one last thing.
Yeah, what's up, Brandon?
I took a look at Doug Jones. I Googled his measurements. I got an inch on that boy.
Do you really? Can we try to get a back-to-back or a side-by-side with Brandon and Doug Jones?
You guys have to.
I think I got a picture with them.
Okay, good. If you have it, send it to me. If not, we'll try to get another one.
We're both comparing our sizes, and I win.
Wow, that's crazy to know.
Oh, wow. Dr. Pepper's all around.
We'll tune in next week to see what other factoids we can find out about Brandon versus other celebrities out there. But either way, y'all, until then, y'all stay humble.
Bye-bye.